Okay, Dad. So this is, by the way, this is looking down the x-axis. This is looking down the z-axis, and then this is looking down the y-axis. And then the one up here in the upper right is the one that you can sway around and move and whatnot. So let me make that the maximum view. And I wanted to show you real quick what zoom in here. This is kind of what I'm thinking now after talking to you after you came over and talking to you about this negative overhang or whatever it's called on the backside. Wouldn't want it to be too negative, too high up. So what I did is I made it very, very negative, very steep backwards, but not for very high. And then I actually made the top part even a little bit of a positive, so this will be easier even than just going straight up and down like this part. So what I'm hoping to teach the kids is, and again, this is not to scale, but if this part is too low, so it gets too easy, then the child should start off laying down on their back, or maybe squat down on their knees before they start to get the first grips, so that it's more challenging. So that it's challenging, and then as you ascend this slope, it's still, when you get to the highest point of it, it still is not too far if you fall. And then the slight forward grade here would just be to make it, just to make it easier, to make a little bit more of a reward for if you can get up to here. But of course, if the kid is, this tall, then there is really only this tiny little bit that they have to climb. So once it gets too easy, they have to start on their knees or start laying down, and then just start gripping themselves up, get up to here. Let me rotate this a little bit, and then. And by the way, I just have a trackpad here to, to spin the model around. So what I did when I was making this 3D model is I made a copy of this wall, and I put it here, and then I made a copy of these handles. I just grabbed them all at once, took them to a different layer, and pasted them, and then inverted them so that they are facing the opposite direction. And then I made a copy of this wall again and pasted it up here, stretched out. And you may notice that the seat on top is wider, and I just grabbed these polygons at the tip, and they used to be over here, and I just dragged them out here. And of course, this is all just an approximation. Some of these horizontal lines here, here, and here, and then of course under the seat, and maybe one across the top, or just to help stabilize it horizontally. And then what I'll show you next is, we're going to put a bar out here and goes down, and that's going to be for Odie and Deshka to practice jumping up on. And then let me spin this around. Basically, we're going to make a very low one on the opposite side, a very low seat like this. Where's my mouse? Up here like this, except we're going to put it very low for children who can't get all the way up to the top, but can still get on the seat and be able to enjoy climbing some and sitting and playing with their brothers and sisters and Deshka and Odie. And plus the two sides, like the wall or the seat, the ledge on this side, and then the higher ledge on this side is going to be to stabilize it horizontal. So this is what I'm thinking, and again, these aren't exactly to scale, and these are just drafts. If I go down here and grab this little corner, go down here and grab this little corner, there we go. Then you can see the three views of the 3D modeling software. And if we go over here to layout, you would see the animation software. But I'm not really animating this project. This is just to kind of sketch out what I'm thinking for building. So I will work on the next step next.